PlayStation's public slogan may be "Play has no limits," but the internal slogan is clearly "Wallets have no limits." Because Sony must genuinely think that all of us gamers are morons. Because the PS5 Pro is coming out, and finally a console that will be able to run Peppa Pig at 4K 60 frames a second for the small price of $700. Hit the like button and subscribe, baby, and follow me on Twitter if you want to see some funny tweets. Now, it's days like today where I feel proud to be a content creator on YouTube, because nothing makes my tiggin' berries harder than exposing a full-blown scam disguised as some kind of technological improvement, when in reality it's just some little detail in the background that you won't even notice when you're playing a video game. Here's a news flash: if you have to both zoom in and specifically highlight the quote detail improvements, then it's not exactly a selling point for a $700 console upgrade. Now, where does all of this stem from? Well, it stems from Sony blaming gamers for why Concord cost them $200 million to make. Remember that they have to recoup the losses somehow. I mean, you were really money hungry after that Concord fiasco, Sony. It's funny because after losing $200 million, Sony is like, you motherfuckers are gonna pay for Concord one way or another. The funniest part of this whole ad is that it said vertical stand sold separately. My brothers in Christ, you are charging $700 for this console. I think you can afford to include a circular piece of plastic with the console. I don't think that's too much to ask for. I mean, are you really that greedy? I mean, not only did they not include the stand, they are intentionally not including a disc drive so they can boost their sales by selling it separately. See, I know what you're doing, Sony. You want control. If we can't buy the physical games, then we're forced to buy it through your online digital store at the prices that you want to sell it at, for the specific amount that you want us to pay. And also having the ability to ban anybody from the PSN network for any time, for any nonsensical reason you come up with. I mean, I just sat here watching this trailer completely dumbfounded. This PS5 Pro took them nearly 4 years to make, and they're charging you $200 over the base PS5. Not to mention the base PS5 is going up in price in some countries, along with the price of the DualSense controllers. And get this, the PS5 Pro has no 4K gaming at 120 frames a second, no backwards compatibility, no UI quality of life improvements, no additional external SSD port, all for $700, and the disc drive, like I said, is sold separately. Like, am I going crazy? This is a scam. Now, some of you might be able to tell, but I'm from London, England. And on the screen it says 700 UK Great British Pounds, which converted to US dollars is over $1,000. What I'm trying to say is that these pricks want us to essentially pay $300 more for the exact same product. Excuse the me? Like, are you dumb? Are you crazy? I'm taking that very personal. And what this is all doing is preparing us for the inevitable $1,200 PS6, which, by the way, will be $1,500 in the UK. So in closing, not much improvement for a giant price increase. There's almost no games on it, and this whole presentation is basically saying, just look guys, we can do it in 60 frames a second now. I mean, I can't get over that. Over $1,000 in the UK, basically, for a digital-only console. That is a giant slap in the face. This thing should be maximum $550 for a digital console, and then $650 for a disc drive console, while lowering the PS5 price. I would class that as reasonable. And on that bombshell, let me know in the comments, are you dissatisfied with this absurd price of $700? Or are you a billionaire that doesn't give a can you spend $700 wiping your ass? I would be very interested to see what the community thinks. Manix out.